Welcome to the Writer's Toolbox. This gives a quick look at some of the important tools needed as a writer in this class. Some of these tools you may or may not already have. If not, don't worry. You might actually be better equipped than you think. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word toolbox? Is it a shiny new red toolbox, like the one you see the handyman carrying around? Or is it your tackle box for when you go fishing with all the little lures and hooks? What about the giant stand-up toolbox you've seen in your dad's garage or tool shed? Stephen King's toolbox is his granddad's. That old-timey wooden one with a million little drawers and levels and compartments that hold every tool known to man. By the way, this picture is what I think King's toolbox would look like. This is not an exact replica, so don't go writing Stephen King telling him I've ripped off his granddad's toolbox. So why a toolbox? And why does it have to have so many compartments? Well, this is a great place to keep your writing tools in one central location, somewhere you know they'll always be. Don't worry, your toolbox doesn't have to look like King's monster toolbox, but keep in mind you do need a toolbox that can hold a lot of stuff. It needs to have at least 3 different levels and have a few drawers and compartments to store all those crafty little tools you're going to use in your writing. By the way, in case you were thinking you need to go out and buy an actual toolbox for this class, freeze. We're talking a mental toolbox here. Okay. So what kind of stuff goes into my toolbox, you ask? Stuff like vocabulary, grammar, elements of style, and all that other nitpicky stuff you swear up and down you don't know a thing about. The cool thing is, you do. You really, really do. You use it every day in your conversations with your friends, your parents, heck, maybe even your dog. Oh, and yes, in your English class. So what's in the first level of the writer's toolbox? One of your common everyday tools, vocabulary. Ugh, I know, vocab stinks, but we need it to communicate to each other, right? Otherwise, we'd still be grunting at each other like the ancient cavemen did. Not to mention again that you probably know more than you think. Vocabulary is key. You put it on the first level because you're going to use it all the time. King writes that you should not make a conscious effort to try and improve it. You wouldn't put lipstick on a pig, would you? Yeah. So why try and use a word that you didn't want to use in the first place? Go with your first choice. Chances are it's the right word. Plus, that's why we have rewrites. Yay. Grammar is one of my favorite things to teach in class. Did you buy that? Okay, good. Because I understand that grammar is not fun to learn. Everyone thinks it's a waste of time, and who cares what a conjunction is? Did I get you on that one? What is a conjunction? You use them all the time. For all you grammar geeks out there, a conjunction is a word that connects words, phrases, and clauses together. See that? I did it right there. Can you figure it out? What's that? Who cares? Unfortunately, I do. Sorry, guys. It's the stuff I gotta teach you. But remember this. Bad grammar produces bad sentences. King says so, and who am I to argue with a famous novelist? One more thing to keep in mind with grammar. It is actually pretty simple. We'll get into this more as the semester progresses, but when in doubt, remember this. A noun plus a verb equals a sentence. It might not be pretty, but hey, at least you finally got rid of that horrible empty-looking white space on your screen, right? A perfect example of a noun plus a verb creating a sentence is this. Rocks explode. See how easy that was? Grammar isn't that scary, right? Let's move on to level 2. Level 2 in your toolbox houses your elements of style. No, not your Hollister jeans or the rocking kicks you just bought at the mall this weekend. We're in an English class, remember? I mean elements of style in writing. Like trying to avoid passive tense and try not to be so vociferously verbose with your vocabulary to the point of obnoxious. In other words, keep it simple, stupid. Moving on. So we finally reached level 3. This is where it all starts to come together. Begin writing. Get excited. What? Still scared? Don't be. This is where it gets fun. Remember all those tools we talked about in the other levels? Use them. We're going to use them in this class. That's what I've been driving at this whole time. Break it down. Put your tools in your toolbox and ready, set, write.